So if there's one group for whom I will not shed a tear for their downfall, it is the fossil fuel companies. They're kind of terrible. They've kind of done bad things. They've kind of hurt the world. But some of them, it turns out, are actually trying to transition to stay relevant. I would say it's because they're benevolent. They're not. It's because they're profit-driven and they can see the future. Yeah, oil is still easy money. But wind, solar, batteries, charging, that's where it's at. Noisy car. They're getting on board, slowly, surely, I guess. And at Fully Charged, I had a chance to chat with someone from Shell. They were pretty hesitant to go on camera with me, based on the name of the channel, something I should work on. But we got them. So let's find out what Shell is up to, at least in Europe. I'm Brian. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. So we are here at Fully Charged, checking out all the different electric options. And wait a second, who is here but Shell? Yeah, Shell. Turns out they're getting into the electricity game because one thing they like doing is powering everything, powering vehicles, powering what have you. So Ella's agreed graciously to tell us about my favorite project they have here, which is lamp posts. Yeah, they got them in every city. What if you could give them a new purpose? Tell us about it.
So, I work for Electricity, who's a subsidiary of Shell, and we focus on public on-street charging. So we convert lamp posts into 5 kilowatt slow chargers overnight.
Because the juice is already there.
Yeah, the juice is already there. So as a lot of the lamp posts were converted from traditional lighting to LED, there's a bit of extra capacity that we've been converting to provide overnight trickle charging. An average charge takes about 5 to 7 hours. Well, that's how we find our customers use it. And it's brilliant. We've got over 6,500 in the UK, close to hitting 7,000. And we work with over 30 local authorities. So our goal is to have these in every city of the UK.
So the idea is, a city says, we've got the lamp posts, we've got the juice to them already, we've converted to LED. So now, instead of having a big, heavy, high drain phosphorus lamp or whatever, we've got a little bit of a surplus. And then you guys drop these in. How long does it take to do each installation? 90 minutes to retrofit one lamppost.
Yeah.
So
do a couple on one residential street. There's something you put one in.
Right.
Residents always helpful.
Right. Well, and if you're working with the regional authority, they've got you permitted for whole areas, and so you can move quickly and with purpose and get them all in and done.
Yeah, and the best thing is, so they're really easy to move as well. So say you've installed these on one of your residential streets, and then suddenly the city want to put in a bike lane, take it out, move it to the other side of the road, basically it's still into the street.
Because it's all already in there.
It's already in there, you don't have to dig it.
And so that works well. And Shell manages the whole thing from installation to billing. So it's a turnkey solution. All the city has to do is say, yes, we've got people who need street charging, and you're done.
Charge 2 ways. You come up, you can scan this with your QR code. That's the word. As a clock, even to your wire.
And there you go.
You can start by this, or alternatively, you can start using the Shell Recharge app. Few ways to pay, easy to start, customer service, non-endable answer, and you'll be able to sort any issues out with it and try
within minutes. And it's, to be generous, let's just say it's at least as reliable as most, if not all, other charging options.
Yeah, we've got extremely good reliability. And, considering we're the largest largest public charging operator in the UK.
Well, 65, almost 7,000 plugs.
We only option fast string. We don't test it in a power plant.
And does it go into the existing pole itself?
Yeah. So the only thing you need to do externally to the web post is drill this hole.
Right, and so that means the truck that brings in all the equipment has got enough equipment to outfit for a week or two.
Charge quite that we give to installers.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very small amount of equipment. Yeah, and it's a good fit with the consideration that LED lamps are probably 20, 30 watts where they used to be 100 or 2. And the slow trickle is what you need for street parking because you don't want to come out and move your car after 20 minutes.
One question we get a lot as well is some local authorities, your lamppost might not be right at the edge of the curb.
Oh, sure. It might be on the other side of the sidewalk. What do?
You can still install it into the lamppost, or you can still take half from the lamppost, dig a short channel, and then we have a sublight arch that we install.
Sure.
So obviously slightly more work than the traditional one, but we found it works really well for local authorities why sub-parkers on the back.
But it is still a solution.
Yeah, it's still a solution.
And that's still 100 times easier than putting it in from scratch. Yeah, because the juice is there. Is it a profit center for the cities that use it? Or does the pricing fluctuate by municipality?
So currently the pricing with our standard rate is 45 pence per kilowatt hour.
Uh-huh.
That's with the majority of the network. There are a few local authorities that have slightly different pricing, but we're aiming to get everybody up to the same pricing. And from the 2nd of May, we're actually reducing our pricing. So it's going from 45 pence to 40 pence. And then we're also introducing off-peak pricing. So from midnight to 7 a.m., it will be 37 pence. And we have our technology called smart charging as well. So I come to park overnight, about 5 p.m. If you scan, you get the option, do you want smart charge? And that means it will schedule your charge to start at midnight, so you only access the cheap rate.
And that'll get you 10% off, basically. And that's, and I don't think it's a big concern that the pricing varies city to city because this is the sort of thing you would use in your city, where you live.
And when you scan, at first thing it shows you is the price.
Yeah.
So you know straight away when you get it.
Yeah, and that's what we saw in your app just now. Okay. What's this guy over here? Do you know about this one?
This is a Trinity of Rockwood charger. I might need somebody else to
Sure.
with my situation.
You've got the lamp, but the idea is these are just like other rapid chargers, but run by Shell.
So we've actually got the Hewitt full down. No, full.
Nope, full in the forecourt, no.
I might need somebody else to speak. But it's basically the first EV for Shell in London, based there. Go the Blocks Geo, I believe. And we've got 8 to 10 of these in there. And I was there last week because it's so fun. And it's just EV charging points.
And so it's not a gas station.
We have these gas stations.
Sure. Well, a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to install and get your checks and keep up to date on the gas station because the underground tanks are very strictly regulated, whereas these can go in a lot quicker and cheaper.
One thing is local residents, people come thinking how are they going to react. One thing that they love is the fact that they don't have fuel tanks coming towards them.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, I didn't just get cut off on the road by a big electricity truck. That electricity spill, and there's going to be a lot of mental transition, I think. But at least in the UK, that's happening a lot more quickly than it is in the US. Our EV adoption rate is just cracked 10%, which is pretty abysmal, but it's getting there. And the thing to remember is, as much as we might think of Shell in the U.S. as a gas company, an oil company, a petrol company, it is an energy company. And, I don't remember which one, but one of the big oil companies is getting into wind farms. And so that makes new opportunities. As these fuels are transitioned out, companies like Shell, I guess, are aiming to survive and thrive in that kind of environment. So I do want to thank you. We're going to get one more quick look over here at the lamppost. Make sure I'm not missing anything.
because it's all straightforward. Oh, I see. This access hatch is probably already there to...
This isn't a true representation because technically this hatch would normally be about there.
Sure.
And then a hole would be drilled.
Sure. And the idea is it's
You would never have to drill it.
right, and it's so quick and painless, and that's why you've been able to install so many. Do you know how long this program has existed? Roughly?
But the starting in Winning Credit is there is 2016, that third feet.
2016. So, in excess of 1,000 a year.
Yeah, well, our goal is to install 50,000 with cross-community fair by the end of 2025.
And I imagine continue the program elsewhere.
100%. So we've already installed the first of our road cross. We have recently rolled out with that land.
Great. Any place where street parking is more common than garage parking is a good fit.
And also, there's still one or three. You live in a smaller town. You've mainly got like one row or like 2 rows of terrace towers. If you can still install 1 or 2 better, it doesn't have to be
A whole running space, yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, individuals can get in on that, or no, it's still the city, but
It's still owned by the local.
but the city can opt for any degree of saturation that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all we need. I wanted to thank you for your time.
Good point.
Yeah.
I feel like loosened up towards the end.
Yeah.
So there it is, and there you go. Yeah, I could have been a lot harder on them, but this was not an executive, this was not a decision maker, this was not even the marketing department. This was one rep at one show doing one job, and I think she did it very well, and I thank her for her time. You should as well. And if I put the screws to them, they wouldn't have done the interview. Yeah, it's fine. We have to do what we can to get the answers we can. And I'm not trying to whitewash Shell's reputation or greenwash it, I guess. No, I'm just trying to say that I'm trying to cover what I can. And this is what I can cover. So, big thanks real quick to my patrons who get early access, bonus content, an ad-free experience in many cases, all that good stuff, and literally keep the channel running, because if it were up to YouTube, I'd be out of business ages ago. So what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave it all in the comments below. Subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's free. I don't charge for that. And follow me on Twitter at 4K Podcast, whatever you got to do. But stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.